Hi everyone, welcome to Design Decoded. We're going to go ahead and get started. At this point, I feel like you already know who we are, but I'll go ahead and reiterate. My name is Lisha Harrington. I am the assistant designer here at Tranquil, and this is Miss Derry Washington, principal designer here at Tranquil Designs. And so, if you're new, we'll go ahead and start with that. If you are new here, this is essentially a forum for us to engage the community and speak about all of the things that are going on as far as ideas, notions, misconceptions, and some grounded truths. So essentially we have guests on the show. Today this is kind of in-house, but we just speak about the things that are trickling around about our industry, and we kind of dialogue about it. So you're getting feedback from multiple professionals, and so yeah. Today's decode of the day is the common consumer notion that designers are strong-minded and will not consider the aesthetic vision of the client. So what that means is, I'll paint a picture. I'm a client, and I want this fabulous, luxurious French countryside bedroom design. And I go to a designer like Miss Derry, and I'm like, here's what I was thinking. But if you look through a number of designers' portfolios, you tend to see somewhat of a pattern in design, whether it's a color pattern or a certain style that they tend to stick with in their wheelhouse. Take, for instance, Joanna Gaines' farmhouse is her wheelhouse. And so Miss Derry tells me, no. That's not the design style that I like. We can do your bedroom, however, it's going to be according to what my portfolio looks like, or according to what my comfort of design looks like. So we're going to just embrace the idea that this is put out into our industry, and we're going to tell you our honest and raw thoughts concerning that. Okay? So, Ms. Derry, do you agree with this idea?
I don't. I don't, but I don't disagree that it does exist.
Right.
I have never had that experience, nor have I been that abrupt or direct with my clients, because I feel if I am saying to you as a consumer, this is what you get and that's it, I'm not allowing you to be yourself. I'm not allowing you to be free to select the things that you want for your home.
Right.
So for me, that is a and I'm just saying, for me, Derry Washington, Tranquil Designs LLC, that is a misconception. That's not how I run my business.
Right.
So, like I said, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist.
Right.
That there may be someone that experienced that, and when they do come to my establishment, they would explain that to me. You know, I can try and help them as best as I can, but to say I have experienced it personally, I have not.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wouldn't say that I've experienced it personally either. However, I am a part of a creative team at my church, and we are currently extending a part of our building. And so the church has hired a certain architecture firm, and the designers are great. When I was studying in school, they were very hands-on. We toured a lot of our facilities that they have had their hands in. They are phenomenal.
No, I am very open when it comes to a consumer. I put myself in their shoes because we all are consumers, right? And I actually put myself in their shoe because maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe something happened in their life that we may not have known that happened, and they're off. They're having an off day, right? So you always want to put yourself in their shoes, right? Maybe it was an off day, right? And I don't judge. I never prejudge anyone. My thing is that you want to first get to meet this person, get to ask the right questions, right? I am not against a consumer asking me questions in detail, wanting to get to know, well, hello, I've looked at your website, I've seen all these jobs, I love the reviews, but I want to know, can I get some numbers to get some, referrals? Can I call a few of these clients? Can I don't feel offended, right? Of course, if a consumer is asking you for all this information, and you're thinking, well, based on my website or based on the information that you see, don't you think that's enough? No, it's not enough, because you would do the same as a consumer. So I always put myself in their shoes, right? Of course, if that's what you need to get to where you need to be, then I'll give you the numbers. Call these, call, get the references that you need, get the information that you need. Do as much research as you want to, because at the end of the day, this person is paying you someone they do not know. Okay? They have, you're a stranger to them, as well as they're a stranger to you, and they're allowing you to come into their home.
That's a vulnerable place.
So they have the right to ask the right questions. They have the right to research, do the right, as much research as they want. And there's no right or wrong when it comes to that. None at all. So I agree. I totally agree with a consumer for wanting to be detailed and having their reservations.
Right. No, I agree. And what you said was interesting, because when you think about all of those things, the website, the social media accounts, those are highlight reels.
Listen.
Those are nothing but the highs. It doesn't express fully the mugginess that happens in transition.
But you hear all the time, I just heard this is just an experience. I just had that. Someone said that to me. There was someone with a website up. We went into, my daughter and I went to Pier 1. And this young lady in Pier 1, she's one of the cashiers, and she said to me her husband owns a food truck. And I was like, really? Yeah, can I get your car? Whatever. So then my daughter pulls up her information online. What comes up? There was 2 of them. Right? And then she said to my daughter, she said, well, this one is not real. We already reported it fraud.
Wow.
Do you understand? So when we can't say that these people are not valid in their reservation, or they should not have the questions that they need to have, or shouldn't ask the questions that they need to ask. These things happen all the time.
Right.
I could be putting up work on my website and on Facebook and all these different work that I have never done. I'm making my site look really good. And I've never touched, a space. It happens. It really does. So they are in their rights.
And that's one thing I will say about the community is, whether you are a designer or a design enthusiast, be very clear on what you are, for one, when you're introducing yourself, so that you can avoid misrepresentation. That's very important. It protects you. It protects other people that are maybe working with you. Another thing that we've been doing in-house is just making sure that we have all of our legal background, so that we are able to make those calls and those decisions, so that we can speak with you about it. But again, if you sense this kind of back and forth, and there is no true consideration of the aesthetic or the needs of you, even the likes and dislikes at times, you know. You have to really be able to decipher, is this person really the designer that is going to take my space to the level that I want it to go? And that's why, again, that initial conversation with them, and even taking a break from the design conversation and just conversing with them person to person, it really does extend their personality beyond a professional.
Absolutely.
And you're able to see those things early.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's very important, very, very important, the communication level between you and your client. I believe that it is key, and I stand by this, the communication. I mean, I contact my client for everything that I'm doing. Right? If a rug is going to be late, if something is going to be delayed, if the delivery is 10 minutes away, if it's 30 minutes away, be it whatever it is, I call, I text, you know, you want to stay in constant communication.
Right.
So there is no confusion, right? So the client knows, hey, this person is actually working for me and not working for themselves.
Right.
So the communication line, the lines of communication has to be open. It has to be. This is not a Tranquil Designs LLC show.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
You are designing for your client. You're not designing for yourself.
Right. We're just like the guys behind the curtain. And
I know. I know.
When the curtain's actually open, it's not us that's there, it's you guys.
Right.
So it's important
and
to
let's
keep
face
that
it, they have to
focus.
live in the space.
Right.
The space is theirs.
Right.
They have to live in the space.
So true.
What if one of the pieces in the room doesn't go with what you had in mind or what you imagined?
Right.
Make it happen.
Right.
Right? That piece might mean so much to that person. You don't even know. Could be a grandparent, some great grandparent that left it, and they attached to it. They,
Right.
you know, it's something that's near and dear to them, and they don't want to let it go. Make it work.
Value. It is important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Make it work. Make it
sure.
happen.
So what measures do you take when a client is, Derry, I don't like that. Derry, I don't want that. Derry, I don't like this. What do you do? Like, how do you go about that so that designers out there can kind of see how to carry themselves through with poise? Because not every client is very sweet about when they are unsatisfied with something.
And you're right.
Right.
You're right.
So how do you do
Because
that?
you're absolutely right. But for me, I am just, like I said, for me, I think everybody runs their business differently. I believe in going and reworking, right? I just had a presentation. I picked all the pieces, was excited about the pieces, felt like, oh my God, yes. You know, because you walk in the space and you know what you want the space to look like. You spoke to the client, they tell you exactly what their needs are, what they don't like, and what they do like. You do the presentation, you chose every piece thinking, okay, yes, this is it. No, presentation day. Yeah, you get all hyped, you're excited. And this is what, like 3 weeks ago or a month ago. And then you finally present it, and they loved it at the presentation. But then you leave the presentation, and 2 days after, you get a call. Right? Or text on email saying, hey, we decided, we went and take a look at the pieces, we really didn't like it, you know, because things look different online than in person, trust me. And we took, you know, we went and we take a look at the pieces. We thought we loved it when we saw it on paper, but then we physically went and see it and we touched it, and it really didn't work out for us. That's not what the direction we want to go. What do I do? Rework it.
It's cool and say, okay, well, I'm dismissed for the day. I'm dismissed for the entire design process. It is one of those things where you have to come into it and be engaged, and you also have to do some management on your part, because this is an investment for you. And you wouldn't just make an investment but not watch what the money's doing, right?
Right.
And the same goes for a designer. This is an investment in your brand and your business.
Absolutely.
You would never just let it go and say, oh, well,
Absolutely.
you know.
You would not
do
let
whatever it does.
Right. You will not
Like-
let a subcontractor decide.
Right, you would not.
Right,
Your
correct.
fate might be in damaged hands. You never know. This is why that legal protection, that constant communication, pulling in your channels and understanding that you have to have a cohesive, concise position and outlook and approach to things is very important, I would say.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
So no yes men out there, please.
Please.
We are as a client or a designer,
We
don't
are not-
be a yes man.
Yeah, we are not pushing yes men.
Right. But also, let's talk about that my way or the highway mentality. How do you approach, whether it's a client or a designer, how do you want to address the public and how to encounter that attitude, but navigate through it and get to the other side of we see eye to eye and we can actually dialogue about things.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
How
so
would I?
how do you speak to someone who has that my way or the highway?
Okay, so if I had a fellow designer that was there, highway or the my way or the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I would want the best for them, as I would want for myself.
Right.
And that way, either you need to tone it down,
Mm-hmm.
or you need to actually step back and think about if it's working for you.
Right.
Because if my way or the highway is working for you, then obviously I don't know, because I've worked with
We haven't tested that theory
so
yet.
many clients, and that wouldn't work for me.
Right.
So I would counsel them in a way that I would like to be counseled myself,
Mhm.
because we all make mistakes
Right.
in our businesses. I am not perfect. I am still learning.
Right.
There's a lot of things that I think I need to still grasp,
Mhm.
you know, in this business as the years go by. You know, there's different trends, there's different things that are coming up that we always try to get some kind of form of education
Right.
on, or, you know, or renew our skills on, or whatever. But I would pull them in and speak to them like I would like anyone to speak to me.
Yes.
We are excited because next week we are here next Wednesday. Join us. And my name is Derry Washington. My business is Tranquil Designs LLC. We are located on 308 West Millbrook Road in Raleigh, Suite F. Come visit us, guys. Go on our website.
Right.
Take a look at our work. Go on our social media.
Mhm.
Take a look at all the projects that we're doing, all the things that we're doing in the community. You know, look us up. Fill out one of our forms. You know,
Right.
get in touch with you. We have a 30-minute phone conversation that you guys can call just to figure out what your needs are, what you need to do. Please go online and give us a call. So my name is Derry Washington.
I'm Talisha Harrington. I also want to put in there. Also, check out our blogs. If you miss any
Right.
conversation, we do recaps. They get posted every Monday. So just check them out if you want to have something to go back and reference, if you don't want to sit through the entire video.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Thank you so much.